Just make sure this all comes through. And check that it's all working fine. Good. Right. So, hello everybody and welcome to today's video. This is going to be quite brief because I could go on for a long time about whether armies are broken or whether they're not. And there's a lot of people out there now complaining about this new Tzeentch book. Where, it's broken. It's so powerful. Right now, I don't give a crap. I could not care less that people are now complaining that Tzeentch are overpowerful. And here's why. Because since the beginning of the year, there have been loads of books that have come out. And when they came out, they were ridiculously strong. Some of them still are. The top tier ones that have been at the top, coming at the top of the tournaments for all year, are still doing very well. They're still getting high percentage win rates. Now, when other armies got released, it's like when Cities of Sigmar came out, that was quite a balanced book, and I didn't hear people complaining about that. But when Tzeentch Bone Reapers came out with their stupid rules, their re-rolling saves, their 6+ death saves, and then we got the Harvester, so another 4+ get back up save on top of that. And I didn't hear people complaining about that. Now, this could just be me and my opinion, but the way I see it is it's the death players mainly. I'm going to put myself out, go on a limb and say that it's the death players, because they seem to go quiet when the death armies come out, and nobody complains then. But Slaanesh came out, and Slaanesh started whipping death all over the table, started winning everything, and oh look, Legions of Nagash stopped winning. Flesh Eater Courts stopped winning. The top death armies stopped being ridiculously powerful. Slaanesh came out, people started whining. Cities of Sigmar came out, nobody whined. Ogre Tribes came out, they're a decent book. Nobody complained. What they called Orruk Warclans, very strong book with their different clans that they can use, very good. We've seen them doing well in tournaments. And Skaven are still really good. And then Tzeentch Bone Reapers came out. I didn't see or hear anybody complaining about how ridiculously good they are. With their crawlers that they can take, or hits on 2s, wound on 2s, bull crap. And just 5 flat damage if you fail your save. And didn't hear a peep out of these people when things like that happened. And then, look, Tzeentch comes out, and now it's Tzeentch's turn to be back on top. And everybody's complaining again. It's a weak, should be able to do 1-drop armies. I really don't care. I've been playing with Tzeentch long enough to understand that there were armies that I wasn't going to win against. Mostly it was Horde, because Tzeentch didn't have the ability to clear out Horde like other armies would. They can't stand and fight them. The best they could do is 1, maybe 2 spells a turn that could do significant damage to a Horde unit. Not enough to win you the game. And when it comes to objectives, Hordes can have a significant advantage in just swarming the objectives. You can't get close to them. You can't fight them off the objective. And you can't put more bodies closer to the objective than they can. So Horde armies have no reason to be complaining. Yes, the Tzeentch, especially with the new flamers, can clear out hordes. And I think that is why people are complaining so much. Because people are going change host, they're going eternal conflagration, and just nuking units at a time. And for me, it's fine. I don't care. Because I'm sick of hordes being the stronger armies out there. Apart from Slanesh with their 3 Keeper of Secret builds, or 2 Keeper of Secret builds, you know what I mean, just character spam. Then, yeah, it's got to the point where it's like, I don't care. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to ruffle stomp people and don't care if they think I'm a good sportsman or not, because it's my time to enjoy my army and just destroy people, as people have been doing to me with the exact counter to my army. So I have no sympathy for people that are complaining, oh, they're too strong, they're too powerful. Do something about it. Don't complain. Change your army build. That's what I've had to do over the course of the year, learning how to deal with certain builds, cope with certain things, evolve the style of play. And if you know, there's going to be new army books coming out all the time. It's only when these new high elves come out, people are going to jump on that wagon straight away, and they're going to be ridiculously good. Now, I have a feeling that they are going to be ridiculously powerful, and I'm going to predict, I could be completely wrong, but I'm going to predict that they will get an army-wide rule of everything strikes first. Everything strikes at the start of the combat phase. Just like in old Warhammer Fantasy, what was it, 7th edition? 8th edition, 7th edition, I think it was, when that came in. And it was like, oh, high elves, everything strikes first, always strikes first. I think we'll see the same again. And the high elf players that have been, they'll dust off their collections, and this is fine. Dust off your collections and do it because you've been wanting to play high elves for years. That's fine. As the new people jump on the bandwagon and go, oh, this army's really powerful, I'm going to play it. So put it on the board and push it across, much like Daughters of Cain, much like Flesh Eater Courts. So just push it across the board and watch it win, because it requires no strategy. So, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to enjoy my army while it's at the top and while it's competitive again. I mean, it was competitive before. I'm not saying it wasn't. I had some decent results with the army that I had, but I didn't play change host, and I played a mixed build army using some Zangors, some acolytes. Acolytes, not the best unit, but I used them because they were cheap, expendable units, and they did nothing pretty much, apart from filling battle line slot. But I still used them. And I didn't even use battalions. So anyway, before I keep going on, that's just my 2 pence on the new Tzeentch book. Is it broken? I don't know. I think there are 1 or 2 builds that can be very, very powerful. Once they do their thing, there's not a lot you can do with the Eternal Conflagration 1-drop host. There's not a lot that flamers can nuke in turn 1. But you can try and plan around this when in your deployment. If you know you're going against Eternal Conflagration, change host, deploy your army so that you can mitigate as much shooting as possible. They have to be more than 9 inches away from your units. So if you put 9 inches between your character, or more than 9 inches between, just more than not, it has to be 9.1, 9.2 inches a unit away from your characters, and then they have to deploy more than 9 inches away from your screen, then that's over 18 inches. So they can't shoot your characters. You have to have units that are expendable. You can't just take units that you can't risk losing. Otherwise, you're counting on not losing any units, and that will lose you the game. But anyway, yeah. In my opinion, it's just learning how to play against them. I don't think they're broken because Flamers, they only have a 5+ save and 2 wounds each. They will go down at the drop of a hat. The Stiff Breeze will kill them, much like it did Zangor, units of Zangor, because they only had a 5+ save and 2 wounds each. Yes, people can summon more, but that's what, 12 points minimum, maybe 14 points to summon a unit of 3. It's nowhere near as effective summoning more than just nuking and alpha striking. So, yeah. I think that's going to do me for my rant today, just because I'm getting tired of people doing that all the time. Because nobody had anything to say when these other powerful armies dropped, and they were all happy, but I didn't hear other people going, "Oh, these are OP." And then, yeah, now the army that I play comes out, and everyone's deciding, "Oh, they're OP, they're OP." It's like, yeah, whatever. I didn't hear this before with the other armies, so I don't give a crap. But apart from that, keep building, keep painting, keep playing, enjoy your army. Try not to let it get you down if you come up against a powerful army that is a hard counter to yours. At the end of the day, try to enjoy the hobby. A lot of people choose not to playing tournaments because you come up against the cheesy builds. I try to stay away from the total cheesy build. I don't have any flavors. I'll be getting some at some point, but I'm not going to be running 3 units of 6 or a 9 and 2 3s. You know, it's unlikely that I'll be using internal conflagration, because I prefer to win by being a better general, being a better player, than being somebody that pushes the button and watches its army do its thing. And that's how I think the game should be played. Unfortunately, Games Workshop seem to not play test things enough, or whatnot. They do play test things, they just don't listen to the feedback about, oh, this is really powerful, maybe this should be turned down a bit. They don't care. They just don't care. They want to sell models. That's all Games Workshop want to do. And it takes the threat of things being banned from tournaments for them to fix it, like it did with Slaanesh, like it did with Iron Hands. People going, oh, right, we're stopping these from being in tournaments because they're too powerful. There's been one tournament with Tzeentch. There's been, not one tournament, there's been a few tournaments with Tzeentch in. Yes, they're finishing top tables. Yes, they are starting to win tournaments again. And, I mean, this makes me happy. It's good to see not just like death factions finishing up at the top. We're starting to see a number of different armies coming in different places. And I think it just takes a little time for people to know how to fight these armies. But, yeah. I mean, I still see things, even with knowing that the Tzeentch are now powerful, even if I see certain army builds, I'll be like, that's silly. And these are from some of the other more weaker factions. Like, I'm going to use an example here. It's like Sylvaneth. I generally I don't mind playing them because they're not a broken faction. But it's when somebody turns up with a Lariel and two Durthus, I think that's a bit cheesy. But what are you gonna do? You got two options: play them and try and enjoy it, or just don't play them. Just go, okay, you can have the win, I concede, I don't care. And not put yourself through fighting a big wedge of cheese on the other end of the table and suffering watching everything be destroyed because it's because it, they had the money to buy the expensive things that are really powerful. So just don't give them the satisfaction of rolling those dice against you and going, "Yay, I'm crushing you! Oh, this is fun! Look at you taking your models off," instead of it becoming a game of strategy. But I've babbled on long enough for now, and let me know what you think. Post something in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Do you think the new Tzeentch are broken? Are you enjoying the new Tzeentch if you're a Tzeentch player? What do you think could be changed? Do you think when the FAQ comes out, things will be nerfed massively? Personally, I don't think so because Bone Reapers have not been touched since their FAQ came out. They're pretty much still the same. So I don't see Tzeentch being nerfed massively in the FAQ. If they do, I think there's something wrong. But what are you going to do? Until next time, take care and happy wargaming.